right, here's a video review for Fans Hobby MB-2022 X-Load or Cross-Load. It is their take on the Armada Overload robot, and it's pretty cool. Like it does have the space, like it does have this right here. When MB-22, which is their take on Jetfire Space Pants, comes out, it will sit on here, and you can carry it as a trailer. You can, again, he's got the cool little rubber treads that you can see work as he rolls rolling wheels on the smaller cab. I do hope we get the Ultra Magnus repaint of this. I never had that, and I thought it looked good. But anyway, that's beside the point. We'll get a lot of these. Oh, these should be flipped up. I forgot. Forgot to open up these panels here. There we go. So, it should look more like that. There we go. And there is the truck, cross-load. And like I said, there's a little spinning pivot here, so you can turn him either way. This just attaches, so small little pegs that peg in to the holes here on the back of his truck mode, and that's how you attach it there. And then you squeeze these together and flip that up. And then there's a couple different ways you can attach it to Naval Commander. We'll go ahead and bring that tractor over. So this little piece up here flips down. It's vertically up in here and then flips out, and it's got a little clip that you have to kind of pop this open a little bit and crack it apart a little bit. I gotta take the gun off too. Come here. But it should clip right in here. Can you friction clip it? Don't know if you can really force it in there. It does look like it should compress a little bit, but I don't know why this is being such a pain to get it done here. There we go. Just unclip that a little bit. And then this square piece right here, this is gonna clip in to there. Can we get it in there? Come on, go in. Although the clearance here is a little difficult to get everything all together. One go in, and then clip it back together, and then you've got you put it all back together. I'm not going to try to reattach that, but then you've got it. Well, it came loose again, but you get the idea. It clips on there at the back, and you can have it attached to the trailer itself, and it does have a little bit more clearance when you actually got it properly hooked in, but it is a little tight up against the trailer. But you can have it attached there. You can also, when you have the room to really move, I've got a very limited how far I can move all these big pieces here, but flip that up here, fold it up back into there, and then this was the clip that attached it to the smaller cross-load bot. This was the piece that flips out to attach it to the trailer. And then these gray pieces right here extend out to the side. Like they are just friction clipped in. So I'll get that symbol here. Get that out of the way. Alrighty, come on you. Oh, give me a second, I'll get this fixed. All right, here we go. So yeah, just friction clips in there, but you just extend it out a little bit, and then this is going to fit. These little notches here are going to clip on the inside of these little tabs where the feet pieces flip up. So you can just kind of, I guess I can flip these up as well to get those out of the way. But you can kind of just clip it right in here, and you can have it attach to Optimus. I guess pushing backwards, it doesn't want to stay clipped on, but there we go. You can have him pull the trailer as well. Although it doesn't have as much rotational, so it pretty much goes forward and back, but you can attach it to the smaller truck as well. I'll get him back together. Go ahead and flip those back in and turn him into a robot here. Alrighty, so first off, the smaller robot, you can open up this like this, pull the arms out to the side. Now the arms, you can see he's got hands with kind of molded handguns in there. There's no smaller guns for the robot. Just the design they chose to use, but it's not the end of the world. This, there's a little tab here. You want to make sure you have enough clearance to get this to rotate. There's a way to do this. There you go, rotate that around so the feet come around. And then you open up the front here. And it helps if you kind of lift the big head up, push the small head around, and then flip it all the way through. And then you've got a small little overload robot, cross-load robot. Who, for whatever reason, doesn't want to stand flat here. I don't know if it's flat. No, there we go. And he's got a ball joint at the head, ball joint shoulders, a little bit of a hinge there if you want to use the transformation hinge, and a hinge at the elbow. He does have the waist swivel, ball joint hips, hinge knees, and he's got little hinge feet here as well. So there he is as a robot. Now the trailer itself does a lot more mixing and moving. And basically you want to come here and pop these up. They tab in up here, and they kind of tab in on these little pieces. They're not super secure, but I mean, they're secure enough for anything you would need in this vehicle mode. Like, it stays together just fine. If you put something on top of it, it's going to stay just fine. But if you try to pick it up by one of these, like, chances are it's going to come untabbed. It's not the end of the world, because chances are if you're picking it up, you're going to be transforming it anyway. But yeah, this could be a little bit more secure down here. Also, these are missile launchers in the feet. There's a button here you can push, and it launches a little plastic missile. One of mine, I don't know if it just the glue came loose in here, whatever's holding it together. This one I can snap together, and it fires just fine. This one I can fire once, and to get it back together, let's see if I can even get this back in here. Without now it worked. But this whole assembly came out when I first opened. Now it doesn't seem to be coming loose. So maybe it fixed itself. I don't know, but just be careful with that. They do, regardless of whether the pieces come out. These do fire easily, and they can fire pretty far. So just be careful when you're transforming that you don't push this up. Because originally the way this comes has this with the trigger folded in, and I just rotate that out to the side just because it's very easy, especially with the trigger folded in, to put pressure on this or push pressure back here and pop that missile out. So as you can see, like I just did, it doesn't take a lot to really get those things to fire. I mean, it takes a deliberate press. I'm just saying that if you have the button up against the robot, it will fire. Anyway. Flip those panels down like this, and then lift this whole assembly up like that. And then the arms here split out to the sides. These little panels right here fold in, top and bottom here to hold everything in. And then you rotate them around like that and spin them so the treads are on the outside. And then you can bend the arms right there. And then there's a little pop-up here. These little columns pop up. And do things, and there are ways you can raise or lower this little. You can extend this piece up to have mini-cons have posts, or 5mm posts can plug into there. You can push it down and then even slide it further down to make this an actual mini-con port, or you can have it sit normally and just have a little detail there. So that's really cool on the little columns here. You get those up, and you can tell they're lubed. They're a little greasy at first, but you want to pull them all the way up until they click, although it is still a little easy to push them down as you're transforming them. So here we go there. The foot comes out, and these kind of rotate whichever way you want. I usually keep the trigger on the inside, but it's up to you. And then the feet, these little hinges right here flip up, little supports for MB-20. And then the heels flip up like that. And again, here you do have the room to have the triggers up. You can even flip them around. Like there's plenty of clearance here to have the trigger on the outside. But again, just be careful, because it is very possible to to push those down. Well, no, you don't collapse the legs that far. You can, if you want them to have stubbier legs, you can collapse these. Not that far, but maybe that far. Depends on how you want them. But the knees still bend in that here. But anyway, then the torso piece, this piece comes out and rotates up onto the torso. And then you flip the whole assembly down like this. And then straighten these, straighten the legs here. Like that. And like that. And then the whole body assembly slides forward like that. Or I guess the upper body slides back, and this piece pushes into the chest. And wow. You heard how long that took, how it went up and took that long to hit the floor, because those missiles are no joke. I just accidentally fired one of the foot missiles, but it's right here. We'll just go ahead and put it right back into place. There's this one over here. There we go. And then back here, that was just a little piece of cover that came off. You open up these panels and flip the fists out like that. And it's got fully posable fingers. Again, open up the panel and flip the fist out. And there is the core body. A lot of pictures make it look semi-disproportional, but I think in hand, it's a really nicely constructed robot, and it doesn't look nearly as awkwardly proportioned. Sometimes if you get some of the pieces with the tread make the arms look much bigger than the legs. And if you feel like his legs are too stumpy, you do have, they're pretty rigid. You can extend them as much as you want. If you want to give them really long legs, you can. If you bring it down so just the red piece disappears, it's really up to you. I think this is the official. He's supposed to be a little chunky, stocky boy, but if you want longer legs, you can absolutely do it. Alrighty, let me reset that. And then the core robot can turn into a gun as well. We'll show that off later. But basically, you're going to want to open up his chest again, turn him back into a vehicle. Come here, you. There we go. Let's flip that in. Go ahead and let that head flip up. Rotate the waist back around. And then, basically, from vehicle mode, if you don't want to go to robot mode in the meantime, let's go ahead and do that. So here's vehicle mode. I'm not 100% exact here, but all you do is lift this up, open the arms up, flip the head up, rotate it around. He does have a little post there, but that's his gun post. If you want him to have a mohawk, you can. But then you just basically transform it right back to vehicle mode, just with the head out. Just like that. And once that's done, that will obviously sit right in here. However, he does have what I like about this is he has a panel on the back that you can see there's a little divot there. That's where the battery goes, and it doesn't require any screws or anything. You just pop that panel off, and then you may need a small prying tool to get the battery assembly, LED assembly out of the head. It fits very tightly in there. But there's a battery in his head. He's got very nicely yellow painted eyes. Looks great without the light. But this part of his chest, this little piece that flipped out to allow him to fit on the smaller Prime truck, has a magnet in it. And so you just touch the magnet, and now you can see his eyes are glowing really well. And you touch the magnet again, turns them off. See, no glowy eyes, which is a nice little feature, and it's just built in right there. You don't even have to, you can do it without even flipping that out. It's just easier to get access to it if you do flip it out. And then there's a little groove here. You can see where the cutout, where the hinge on this goes. And you just snap him into place, and there he is in robot mode. And like I said, he's a nice, big, chunky, very clicky robot. He's got a ball joint at the head. He's got the ratcheting arms in both directions, bicep swivel, dual hinge elbows, He's got wrist swivel. All the fingers are individually articulated at all the knuckles. They're not just like one knuckle and that's it. They all have fully movable fingers. He's got a waist swivel. He's got ratcheting hips, front, back, side to side. He's got a thigh swivel, dual hinge knees, although again, all the chunkiness back here makes it a little bit. He's got ankle tilt, or at least toe tilt, and then fully posable toes. So a really nice, solid overload. Like, I'm really happy with him. Like I said, I can't wait to see if they do the Ultra Magnus repaint. I think that'd be fantastic. But all in all, very cool. I'll go ahead and pop this off. Come here, you. I'm not grabbing him, I'm grabbing the... You should just slide right out. There we go. And we'll go ahead and turn off his lights. And we'll take this and turn it into... He has the old toy combined with Naval Prime or Armada Optimus and make a big pack with guns. And he can do that too, but he also has a mode that combines with the trailer base, which is very similar to his backpack mode, but not 100%. So we go ahead and just basically turn these back into cannons, and then rotate that around and bring that down like that. You see there's a little cutout to kind of fit over the foot to make the laser array there. You can go ahead and extend the legs, flip those back out. And then it just comes back up like this. This rotates down, I believe. Comes up like this. Because I know that this forms a seat for, oh, maybe I forgot that. Maybe I need to rotate his waist around. Oh, here, like this. Yeah, you leave that open like that. Nope, hold on. I know you're gonna end up with the missile launchers facing forward, and like I said, this should transform to form a place for the minicon to sit. Oh, maybe it's just, maybe it is just like that. For some reason, I thought this came up higher on this, but maybe that's it. Because I know the arms kind of come around. Oh, one thing that I forgot to show off in robot mode, he does have his shoulders have a missile launcher. You can either just open up the door like that to show the missiles. If you want to have them permanently displayed and you don't want the door in the way, the door slides back on this sliding place and can fold around to the back. So you can have them have a little exposed launchers without this door getting in the way. But if you want to just have it flip open, you can do that too, which is really kind of cool. Anyway, let me double check this because I know he's basically going to end up sitting kind of on his hands in the base like that. But let me just double check, because I think there's something missing in this pace right here. Nope, I was thinking this is higher up. For some reason, I thought this came up higher in this mode, but no. But you have a little space here that you can put a minicon pilot in. But you can see how this is kind of starting to come together. We got to put the fist back in. No, that's not right. Yep. No, that's not right either. There we go. It's just a matter of which way you rotate the... You want to rotate it so the fingers are facing out when you fold it in. There we go. But yeah, essentially you get them up like this. You got this little clip right here. There's a little panel on the arms here that flips out. Like this. Collapse this. And we're basically going to set this into the legs extend out into the base. I'm going to get it here in just a second. So here is fit it wherever here we go. Here is the base from Armada Prime, or Naval Commander. And how this works is this is going to come in like this. Here, kind of down and around. There's a clip here that should, when you get this all done in, will clip on to this platform. You can see it here. Okay, you can clip them onto the platform here. Oh, it's supposed to clip on the platform. Maybe is it supposed to clip on up here? Oh, maybe that's clips on up here. There we go. And then these come down and around. They're supposed to lock. Oh, here we go. Both these panels up and open, and the arms clip around this post like that. Like this. Here we go. So you clip all that on. My base is collapsing here, but you can have. This is not the best look at it, but you can clip overload in as a secondary smash. You can have any of the mini-cons stand in here in this little cockpit. You can extend this elevate. You can have Prime stand back here behind it, but yeah, it's super big and awkward to get here in the shot. But you can see how that's supposed to attach and become more of a cannon emplacement on the base itself. There we go. Can I get it straight? Oh, fired a missile. That happens. There we go. But yeah, big cannon emplacement for the Armada base. Go ahead and detach that. And get ready to turn this into a big backpack for Prime. All right, so first off, we're going to go ahead and take overload, look at it right. We're basically going to flip, or turn the head around, flip it back down to vehicle mode. We're going to turn the legs into robot mode here. The arms come up and fold back like this. Open up the little peg here in his head, and then flip out feet cannons like that. And that's essentially it. It's not the most elegant gun you're gonna see, but peg comes out, Prime can hold it. We'll show that off in a minute, but he becomes a little double blaster. The backpack, like I said, there's not a whole lot we're gonna change here, aside from we're gonna put the missile back in here. We're gonna collapse these back to be shorter. You can leave them long if you want, but I mean, like, that's gonna really, it actually is surprisingly balanced with everything attached, but it will throw it off, I think, if you have those all the way extended. But bring that, basically, you're bringing that up like that. This is pretty much gonna stay the same here. There's a little, you can kind of see the cutout here. Here, there's a line, because there's a little tab here you want to flip out. It helps if you do this beforehand. It's just a little easier to get to, because these are going to peg into the back of Prime. And the arms are going to slide up, and they're going to basically become like up here like this. He's twisting. Ow! Pinch myself. Be careful you don't pinch yourself. Yeah, and then that's essentially the backpack mode. So you take, and to prep Armada Prime here, or Naval Commander, stand him up. And you want to make room by bringing these down on this hinge, just kind of down like that over the tread, and then removing these guns, because that's where it's going to peg into these armholes. And then you take this, oh, and then his ears, fold his ears flat against his head so he doesn't because otherwise they're too wide for the space. And also the hips. We did it, I didn't show it clearly in the base mode, but the hips extend out again to give him some clearance for his head there. And then basically you just set him over prime, kind of rest it onto the backpack here. This may need to hinge up a little bit. Because you want to be able to have that clearance to plug these in. So yeah, shorten that up a little bit, and these are going to peg in right here on Prime's backpack. Or in the, if you can get it. Here. Come on. Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah, make sure you bend this all the way 90 degrees right here. Sorry, you can't see it. Bend this back all the way 90 degrees. Lift this up at a hinge here. Open wide. Yeah, because see, those will rest on his shoulders. It may help to just leave the arm out for a little bit while you get this plugged in. There we go. Because once you get this plugged in securely, it's pretty secure on the back. It's just a matter of getting everything lined up. There you go. So plug that in. These should sit, you want to angle those. I'll show you in a second what I'm doing here. So when all's said and done, you've got it pegged in here, and you want to angle these so this flat piece is meeting the blue of the shoulder, and then bring the treads up so they're even with the cannon. Let's see if we can get him in frame here. And like I said, there's not a whole lot of angles where you can get his head visible. Like the cannon blocks everything. But and then and then the let me get even higher up here. Can I get even higher up here? So it's so big and it takes up. It's so deep. I can't get the tips of these things. These his handguns that we took off the back of Naval Commander peg into these little circular holes here, so you can attach them up here onto the cannon piece. All right, and then like I said, use this tab. It's got the little slot for his hand, so you can have him hold the smaller robot as a gun. I'm gonna zoom out here, don't worry. But there he is, all weaponized up with crossload. And you can see it sticks out. It adds quite a bit, but the weight is balanced. Like the backpack kind of counterbalances the long cannons, and it actually is surprisingly sturdy. Like as long as they make when they do MB-20, as long as they make sure he is secure as pants, it should be a pretty solid figure all around. But yeah, like you can see, you can bump him. I mean, you can hit him hard enough to knock him over, but I mean, like I'm giving a pretty good smack, and he's staying still. So yeah, neat combiner. Looking forward to seeing MB-20 come out and have them all combined together. But there is Fans Hobby MB-20 Crossload. Also, real quick, there's a quick little addendum here at the end. Somebody asked if he was compatible with the new version of Armada Prime from Hasbro, and like it just scale-wise doesn't work. I don't know that he would be able to support it, because you can see like he would just be way too much for him to handle, I think. The old toy, the old original Overload does work with the new Armada Prime, but Crossload unfortunately probably will not.